Nice. Heads up on the perimeter and at that location back there. Yeah, there's blood all over the hallway up here. That guy's definitely up here.
He is on the second floor.
Open the front door.
Boston Police, open the door! Or I will take it down!
Boston Police, we're gonna take the door! Last and final chance!
Ready, on three.
The city of Boston, like many areas across the country, fights a daily battle with gang-related violence. Tensions are high as rival groups, separated by only a few blocks, take their feuds into the streets. The Boston Police Department has added extra patrol shifts and more boots on the ground in the hopes of stopping more violence.
Boss is waiting on a cop.
Tonight, a shooting on Haley Street has led to a car stop with 3 men suspected of being involved.
So that's Jamal, and who's the other kid?
That's Coakley. That's Coakley, right?
Henry Coakley's brother was killed on this exact date 3 years ago. The police fear tonight's shooting is about revenge.
Well, Sharon and Morris Street have had a long-standing violent feud. They've been trading shots for the last 10 years.
The driver is arrested for failing to submit to the traffic stop, but with no evidence linking them to the shooting. Jamal and the other passenger, Henry Coakley, are released. For veteran detective Tim Stanton, experience tells him that this is just the beginning of further retaliations.
My name's Tim Stanton. I'm a detective in the Boston Police Department, and I'm just about to start my 25th year. One of my first loves is boxing. I'm a boxing instructor, and I own my own gym. It prepares you both mentally as well as physically, and keeps you prepared for almost anything that could come out in the street. My area is Area B2. It's basically the Roxbury neighborhood. It's an action-packed district that keeps us busy almost every night. On a nightly basis, you don't know what kind of call you're going to get. As a police officer, you have to be ready to do that ultimate sacrifice. I've had some big changes in my life. I recently got engaged to my girlfriend, Kim. I cherish every day that I have with her. The job is demanding, but it's always taking care of the people that I love. If you're coming to cause harm to the city or to the residents of the city of Boston, stand by. We got a little something for you.
What time did shooting come in last night? 3 in the morning? That sucks. It's always daylight when you get out of here.
Fearing further retaliation from last night's shooting, Tim Stanton is riding with his boss, Sergeant Mike Stratton, as the police put more officers on the street. Together, they have more than 50 years on the force and have seen their fair share of gang violence.
There'll be furious retribution if I have to drop my coffee to chase him. This is a little slice of heaven, just so you know.
What's up, Kylie?
Dad, well, what, y'all work?
Yeah, I'm working.
I'm coming home.
You want me to go home?
Yeah, we want you to go home.
You miss me?
Officers D'Arujo and MANNY CANUTO have missed out on a lot of time at home the past few days.
Can I get my kiss? I love you.
Takes a lot of commitment to do what I do, but in the long run, it is worth it.
They've been pulling double shifts, patrolling the active streets of Dorchester and Roxbury, the very same streets they grew up on.
I was born in Roxbury, real rough neighborhood. Most of the kids I grew up with are shot, in jail. Some are dead. There's a lot of gangs out there, a lot of violence. I want it to end. You know what? Today's it's one of those days that you're sitting on edge. Like,
Yeah.
like you know something's gonna happen, but you're like, when is it gonna happen? Like, when is this? Timmy, you on Channel 9?
Yeah, go ahead, Manny.
Yeah, we'll loop around. Wendover.
All right, we're in Monadnock and Dudley now.
The gang unit has been working in coordination with Tim Stanton and the B2 detectives as part of the heightened police presence to quell the recent violence in these neighborhoods.
Still a pretty quiet night, huh?
Any units in the area? We got shots fired on Columbia Road. Multiple shots.
Bravo 981, 801, on the way.
We got a black male shot to the chest, right side of his chest.
2 shots?
Yeah, you got an ambulance and paramedics. They'll be there in 2 seconds.
It's right here, huh?
Hey, stop right here.
Columbia.
981 and it's dangerously close to Moore Street, so I already start figuring it's either one of the Moore Street kids is shot or one of their rivals is shot on the scene.
Let them do their work. Let them do their work.
A trail of blood leads to a house where the victim crawled after being shot in the chest.
Some woman let him in saying she knows him as Jamal.
It's exactly what they feared. The victim was the passenger of the car Stanton and the gang unit stopped last night. The same man who was released along with his friend, Henry Coakley.
Less than 24 hours had passed the last time I saw Jamal, and now I'm staring at him, shot multiple times.
Bravo 91.
There's so many things going through your head because our main focus is saving this individual's life, but at the same time, it's gonna resolve in retaliation.
Sector K11.
Get the K11.
We have a male shot on Martin Ave, not far from Lucerne.
Mike, I got a shell station right here.
A man is shot multiple times in a gang-related shooting on Columbia Road in Dorchester.
These neighborhoods have had a long-standing beef, and it proves deadly. This is the three-door car that we stopped at Black Charger that we stopped last night.
The victim was questioned by Detective Tim Stanton and the gang unit just last night, along with another associate of the Moore Street gang, Henry Coakley.
If you guys see anybody you know out there, make sure we document if you saw any players that you knew.
The fear is that this is payback for the shooting between rival crews the night before, and just the beginning of further retaliations.
I mean, it's not a secret. Most of the time, these shootings are based on revenge.
Sector K11.
Get the K11.
We have a male shot on Martin Ave.
Let's go. Let's go.
Another shooting is reported nearby.
We're gonna go another person shot.
Manny and Dee must split off from the Columbia Road scene to respond.
Friday night. What were we talking about?
Something about it.
This is Delta 300.
Yes, ma'am. It's a cold Explorer Ford. It has 4 doors, 10 windows. It looks like it's headed inbound towards Columbia.
The first responders to the Martin Avenue shooting report the suspected gunman fled the scene, heading back towards the Columbia Road shooting.
These two here are definitely related. It's carried over from the shooting happened last night, probably due to last year's anniversary on the 4th of July. So I think this is all related.
And any Charlie units in the area, it's going to be an older model green Ford Explorer that fled.
With retaliation coming fast and furious, the gang unit knows finding the fleeing car is the only way to prevent another immediate shooting.
From blue, it's backing up.
Back on Columbia Road, Stanton and Sergeant Mike Stratton try to piece together the second shooting in 24 hours.
Yeah, Jamal's your victim. All his friends that were here are gone, hit 4 times. He's still with us, but he's in tough shape.
I mean, it was chaos. It's a real hot night. I've got shell casings, shot in the hand, part of his watch exploded all over the sidewalk. You need to be able to establish that crime effectively so we can grab the perpetrator as quickly as possible.
Hey, they have this vehicle stopped.
That matched the description of the shooter.
The theory of payback becomes more clear. A few blocks from the Martin Avenue shooting on Rosedale Street, the suspected getaway car has been stopped, and the two men in custody are known associates of the victim on Columbia Road.
What's that?
He goes, my boy just got shot. You know what happened?
A third male fled from the SUV. The gang unit believes it was Henry Coakley, a suspect in the shooting the night before.
Most of the times when these gang-related shootings, it's based on a brother or a friend or a cousin being shot. Gangs treat each other like family. Like police officers treat each other as family, I treat my mom and dad as family. These individuals from gangs, they are family.
We're getting it locked down now, and we're starting to canvass, and we've got another person shot in another part of the district.
Sergeant Stratton will remain in charge of the Columbia Road crime scene. Detective Stanton heads out to assist the gang unit with the suspected getaway car.
Bravo 801, I'm gonna be responding to Rosedale Street so you can take me off from Columbia Road. When the call comes over the radio with a green SUV, believed to be Moore Street associates, the adrenaline starts pumping. I immediately start thinking, who's involved? What's the most likely escape route? Where are they going back to? I have to figure it out before another person is then shot.
Right on the thing there. Any on the steering wheel? Yeah, a couple on the steering wheel and right there on the door handles.
With 3 people shot in less than 24 hours, the police are looking for Henry Coakley, who they believe started tonight's surge last night by shooting a rival gang member on the anniversary of his brother's murder.
It all makes sense, though, when you think about it, though. I mean...
Yeah.
Why would you take off for no reason a few minutes later after your boy gets shot?
Yeah.
You know?
I bet you was pissed off.
These individuals have a propensity for violence, and they are known to carry firearms. As a detective, I just wanted to make sure that each police officer there on scene knows exactly who they were dealing with.
Person fled inside Rosedale Street, the greenhouse with the purple porch.
Yeah, that's the right house.
You see any movement on that second floor?
No.
Yeah, there's blood all over the hallway up here. That guy's definitely up here. We need to make an entry out of the second floor.
He's on the second floor.
What is it?
Open the front door.
Boston police, open the door, or I will take it down.
Last and final chance.
Ready? On 3.
We entered in a stacked fashion. Each officer peels off to the left, peels off to the right. It was a very cluttered apartment. It was extremely dark. You gotta be thorough. If you half-ass a search, that's when people get killed.
Boston police! Get on the ground! Get on the ground!
Boston police, we're gonna take the door! Last and final chance! It's one of the most adrenaline-packed things that you have to do in this job because obviously they know you're coming. I peeled off to the left, cleared the closet. In the process of doing that, I heard verbal commands towards the rear of the apartment. Get on the ground, get on the ground. We found Henry Coakley. In another part of the house, a firearm was recovered by one of the officers.
Well, hold on, just relax, all right?
With Henry Coakley in custody and a revolver recovered in the house, the police are hoping it will put an end to the night's string of gang violence.
We can't find any ballistic evidence on Martin Street, so the revolver wouldn't make sense.
All right, come on, let's go.
But closing the case won't be as easy as it seems.
Tell me. Just shut up, dude. Just relax.
When a firearm is located in the house, not on the person, the fingerprints of the gun have to be matched to Henry Coakley himself.
Until the crime lab can do their job, the officers can only hold Coakley for questioning about the shootings, which means he could be back on the street in a matter of hours.
I wish it was as easy as it is on TV to put these people in jail and keep them in jail, but reality is the fact that if we don't have those fingerprints come back with a match of Henry Coakley, he would be back out on the street. How'd you sleep last night?
Good. I was tired by the time I went to bed, so I slept like a rock, took medicine, and went to bed.
Last year, Kim went for a routine physical, and her doctor felt something in her breast that she just didn't like. A biopsy was done, and Kim was diagnosed with breast cancer. How's everything else? How are you feeling?
I'm good. Tired, but I'm fine. Hey, if that's all I have to do is be tired, then I'm all right.
Yeah, but that's what the doctor said. The doctor said it was gonna make you tired, right?
I know. I hate it.
It's better that than the alternative.
Yes, it is.
When Kim first told me, I didn't believe it. It was like getting punched in the stomach.
Okay.
I'll call you in a bit.
Okay.
All right? Chill. Bye.
Bye.
It's a humbling experience. You know, as a police officer, you used to be able to pick up a phone, take care of anything. It's the first time in my life I'm on the sidelines. There's nothing I can do except be there for her and hope everything goes all right.
It's 33 West Trump.
Coming from 18. Actually, 13 side.
Thank you.
I haven't seen the kids for a couple of days.
All these hours sometimes, you know, you don't even...
Yeah,
it's tough to, like, balance it. I see it, man.
So when you gonna have kids?
Someday.
You're getting any younger, man. You gotta be ready to be able to chase someone down the park. When you're 50, you got...
I mean, you're not...
okay?
I mean, you're not doing much chasing at the park either. You're at work.
Officers MANNY, CANUTO, and D'Arujo worked through the night after apprehending Henry Coakley. But before they head home to get some sleep, there's one final stop to make.
Caleb! 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 You gonna come and say hi?
I'm going home. I'm gonna get ice cream.
You're gonna go get ice cream?
Yeah, I'm gonna water this.
I'm the godfather of these kids, and you just want to make it better for them while they're growing up. You want to let his son or his daughter go to the park without being in fear. Going after gang members, guys like Coakley, even when I lock them up or, you know, I see them get locked up, they can still get out. And sometimes they feel that they can challenge us. And they never win, but they do.
Henry Coakley was brought in for questioning after his capture in the house on Rosedale Street. Before he could be connected to the revolver detectives recovered at that location, the police had no choice but to let him go. And now, he's back on the street.
This kid he's a bad kid. He's an active shooter. His group is responsible for a lot of violence in the city of Boston. The evidence is in. He possessed a firearm. Now it's time for Fugitive to go to work. We got Coakley that night. The gun was not on him at the particular point in time, so we got the warrant. He's good to go. Okay.
The case on Henry Coakley is handed off to Sergeant Detective Brian Albert in the Fugitive Unit.
You know the gig with him. He's a bad kid. Moore Street should probably have a pistol on him.
All right.
Be careful.
Sounds
and,
good.
Give me a phone when you
All
have
right,
something.
thanks.
Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot. Be careful. All right.
The Fugitive Unit's job is made all the more difficult because their target knows the heat is on him. He's on the run and has a head start.
All right, we'll get going here. So we're gonna go out on that Henry Coakley case.
Hairstyle braided?
Yeah, braided now, supposedly.
As of a few days ago.
Yeah. There's some good addresses. The problem is there's like a whole bunch of addresses. So we're gonna jump on this as quickly as we possibly can.
What about following anybody? You just wanna make that call when we do it?
There's a ton of associates. If they get in a car, I'd like to maybe follow a car around a little bit. Keep in mind for all these spots, very, very careful, right? Because these kids could either think you're the police watching them, or they could think you're the other bad guys watching them, right? Especially in those soft cars that we have. If he thinks a couple kids are walking up on your car, just drive away for safety, because it's gonna be hot in these areas. That's about as dangerous as it gets when you're trying to go after somebody that maybe just shot somebody 2 days prior to that. And they know that the police are looking for them. dangerous to be walking around right now for them.
Yeah.
No matter who the target is, the team always starts at square one and begins surveillance.
You can only get so much off a computer, and, you know, you can only print so much off a printer. What's important is to actually really put some eyes on houses, put some eyes on associates, and kind of see, you know, how this person lives. So Fenelon's behind us to the left.
Behind us, yeah.
Greg's there.
Yeah.
Sean's around the corner here on Columbia Road.
Mm-hmm.
Multiple cars set up a perimeter around Coakley's last known address.
Yeah, Brian.
You got a male coming towards you. He looks good for our guy.
You always have to think in the back of your head how good you feel that it's your guy. That would be good.
Okay.
Did he not see one at all, or he couldn't tell if that was the one?
He couldn't tell.
Okay, 981. Looks like he's walking up now.
He was coming from the area of the house that we believe Coakley frequented. It really takes some experience to decide how you're going to handle that. All right, so there's a kid. There's a kid coming down the street. The height and weight's good. The hair's good for like braids under the hat.
That's got to be the guy.
Okay, I think he ducked in. I think he took a right. Let me just go down and take a look at this. Hold on.
While on the trail of shooting suspect Henry Coakley, the fugitive unit has spotted a man matching Coakley's description, coming out of his last known address.
There's always activity in this corner. Henry Coakley has warrants issued for him for firearms violations based on the fact that there has just been some retaliatory shootings. Somebody that, you know, absolutely has to be taken off the street.
That's got to be the guy. We'll just wait for him to come by.
Multiple cars move in to surround the area.
Okay, so be ready to move
if I call you.
And Sergeant Detective Brian Albert and Detective Michelle Williams make their approach.
He's holding his hand funny. The track record of the person you're looking for comes into play, and it's something that you have to weigh heavily on. What's his first name?
Henry. How you doing, buddy?
Hey, just a police bill. Sorry, I thought you were Jimmy. Just the police, yeah. That's all right, my bad. No, I'd say no.
Yeah.
We just took a look at him, talked to him real quick. It wasn't him, okay? Okay.
He didn't like Jimmy.
No. It's either Johnny or Jimmy if I don't know your name.
I know.
You know, there's probably not a lot of Henrys if he knows him, and then he might say, oh, the police stopped and asked me if I was Henry, you know? That's kind of like the start of this whole process. You have to rely on your training and have that mentality and that mindset that you're going to win.
While the fugitive unit hits the addresses connected to Henry Coakley, Detective Tim Stanton is retracing the route he suspects Coakley took after a string of gang-related shootings a few nights ago.
See, they hang all down in here. So if I creep up, then I take a quick right here. Boom. This is the corner of Columbia and Washington. He's shot right there within 10 feet. I utilize the fugitive unit because it allows me to focus on the things I need to focus on. Ma'am, do you have video outside that shows the street? Do any of your cameras pick up the footage out there? I know it seems tedious, but when I go from building to building, I literally can retract them. If we're gonna put this kid behind bars, you have to utilize all your resources. What's the next intersection? Do we have any cameras down there?
Gang violence spreads out through the community, putting innocent victims and the police in the line of fire. Stanton knows that bringing it all to an end requires absolute focus.
We're not robots, we are human beings, and there's times when you drift off and you're thinking about life. You know, when Kim first told me, she was diagnosed with breast cancer, and it was still fresh. Going to work when you have something like that going through your head, it's tough. But at the end of the day, you have to be the person that personifies strength. Your camera that's on the exterior of the corner here at Columbia, you know, when I first became a police officer, I had to make that decision. What am I prepared to do? Is there any way I can get a copy of that footage? What are the lengths that I'm willing to go to protect the city of Boston, to protect my fellow brothers and sisters? Simply my answer is whatever it takes.
When there's gang shootings from one gang to another, well, the role in the fugitive unit is to try to get that suspect before he hurts somebody else. Then we're gonna ring 2. Eliminating different addresses that we have for suspects is part of the process.
Basement's clear, first floor's clear.
Not knowing where someone is sometimes as important as knowing where someone is.
Where's that door go? Downstairs?
That's just one less place that we have to go to, one less place that we'll have to set up surveillance.
There's a male upstairs that's not the target.
People run when they're wanted. It's frustrating to be doing surveillance for, days at a time, and you don't see anything that you wanted to see.
We got nothing out of this.
But that's what do you mean? That's what it is.
With a series of known addresses turning up nothing on Henry Coakley, the fugitive unit's trail is getting cold.
This is just a little appetizer.
Yeah. I know, but I hate leaving. That's the problem. And
basically, it just comes down to instinct as far as if you're not seeing what you need to see, at some point, you just might have to reevaluate so the next time we do it better.
Round one, double jab, straight left. Very good, very good. Not missing a beat.
I own a gym now. It's called TNT Boxing. We're able to do a lot of charity functions. I have one particular charity that I do every year for breast cancer.
How we feel? Let your arms go, little snappy your hip.
Myself and other volunteers teach the participants basic fundamentals of boxing. How's it going?
Awesome.
So, it's doing great. You're running out of lower shirts?
I'm running out of a lot of them. And people are just donating and not even taking a shirt. Good job, honey.
All right. And this year's event is much more pivotal to me personally than the year previous, because it affects me so much more now, because it's real life.
I appreciate everyone coming out to support the fundraiser we're doing. It's called the Friends of Julie. And 100% of the proceeds will go to send a deserving family that's battled the ongoings of cancer treatments. This sends them on, we don't like to say a final vacation, but a little time out for them. This might be a little difficult, so bear with me. We did this in October last year. In January, it hit home because Kim was diagnosed with breast cancer. So, kind of more important charity for me. Thank you.
Boxing's taught me so many things that made me the man I am today. But it's Kim's help and guidance on how to get through this that motivates me in the job that I do on the street.
The fugitive unit has exhausted their list of possible addresses for shooting suspect Henry Coakley, which means they have to get creative.
when they're on the run, they're not going to be at the obvious locations. They could be in a hotel. They could be hiding out at anyone's house.
One possible lead, an unrelated warrant linked to one of his associates.
I have a warrant for Center Street, so we're going to go in, and once we're inside, you know, obviously we'll be looking for our guy.
The warrant has nothing to do with Coakley, but will allow the police to enter a house where Coakley could be hiding, thinking he's safe.
Staying focused is not hard for me. I love the hunt. I love everything about the job.
In our unit, if someone runs, you're going to try to chase that person, and hopefully, you know, you're faster than they are.
The fugitive unit has so far come up empty in their search for Henry Coakley, who they now believe could be moving around, hiding out at different locations.
981, so we can start sliding up here to this address.
Armed with a warrant on a different case for an address Coakley's been associated with in the past, the fugitive unit is hoping he's there, thinking it's a safe spot.
When we have these type of cases and there's gang shootings from one gang to another, there's a pretty good chance that, you know, the suspect could still be armed.
Hello? Boston Police.
Okay, there's a loud radio playing. Could have been a little bit of movement. We're just trying to figure it out.
Hey, what's up, man? How are you? Is Deshaun home? No? Okay. Well, unfortunately, they issued a warrant for Deshaun. We're gonna come in and make sure he's not here. You kind of have a plan in your head, but, you know, in reality, you don't know everything. Stop, listen. Stick your hands out, bro. Let me see your hands.
Get up. Anybody else?
Who else is here? We're clearing room by room, ensuring that the suspect isn't hiding somewhere. And the suspect's not there.
Yeah, we're clear.
But we have to be on our toes because
I need you to come in there and check this out.
things change in a second. Rifle.
Where did this come from? I don't know, man.
One of the occupants of the house indicated that he didn't have a license to own that firearm. You know, he didn't know why it was there. When the target of our investigation is involved in gang activity, hopefully that's one less gun that's used on the street in retaliation to what had happened prior. Well, making some headway. No bad guy, but rifle.
They'll probably start making phone calls, and then maybe he'll think about, now that we're hitting houses for him, that's probably better.
We talked to associates, and now there's a chance that the target may get nervous, make a mistake.
Henry Coakley may be in hiding, but officers know that gang violence is contagious. One feud can turn into many, and it's hard to know where it will spread.
When it's so many years of shootings and individuals getting killed, they're not all of a sudden gonna call it, you know, quits.
Hey, Manny, it's Tony. You guys are on Geneva?
We're right on Freeport.
Okay, I got that black camera that they put out. There was some information that there was some shots fired out of that town on Lamont Street recently.
A unit a few blocks away spots a car thought to be connected to a recent shooting nearby.
Take it off, guys. Take it off.
They probably got a gun in the car, dude. These individuals from gangs, they'll have their guns on them for protection, and, you know, you start thinking, especially if it's a few of them, who's gonna have the firearm?
Go! Right. What's the location?
I'm on board, man.
Right, GG, it's coming this way. Right. It's this one. Put your hands up! Let me see your hands, man. Put your hands up! Put your hands up! Put your hands up! Get your hands up! Right where I can see him. Get on the ground! Go. Sit down. You let go of me, man? What, dude?
We was looking to see if there was any firearms because supposedly a shooting happened from that vehicle.
No weapon is found on the men, but the gang unit believes it was tossed after the car fled.
They lost him for a quick second up in that area of Rossiter Street.
The officers assigned to the case begin their search along the escape route.
He's been riding around with a firearm and obviously getting shot at and him doing shootings and stuff, so we locked him up for failure to submit and operating without a license. It's not as serious as finding him with a firearm, but it's serious enough. Taking these guys off the streets is real important. It's a reminder that everything we do is for a reason.
I mean, we can only do what we can do. We've been banging at this for like 2 days.
After hitting the house of one of Henry Coakley's associates, the fugitive unit suspects word has gotten to him that they're closing in, forcing him to move locations.
Greg, if you just come up Whitfield and just stop at the bottom corner, that's right where the house is.
All right, 37, I'm Adam Robert.
They've set up at the house where Coakley was arrested almost a week ago, keeping a special eye on the cause of his connections. If the target wants to move, he'll need help to do it.
A female coming in.
Hey, listen, we're gonna follow this car.
A mass registered gray Ford Focus.
Okay, I have it.
So we looped around on the other side of Oakley Park now, projects to our right, headed towards the Rotary.
Still going straight. It looks like they're slowing down a little bit up there. Yeah, there's a black truck behind it.
Okay, he's pulling over a little bit on the right-hand side.
Brian, you want me to get behind her, kind of like just go past him a little way?
Just keep on rolling, though, don't stop.
Brake lights on. Looks like he's waiting for somebody. So everybody,
Hang back, don't get blown up, because they're definitely trying to pick somebody up.
It's a white t-shirt, little grades running towards that direction. Keep your eyes to your left.
To our left from the park.
That's definitely our target.
It's a white t-shirt, little grades running towards that direction.
That's definitely our target, getting in the car right now. All right, Greg, I'll call it from here. I'm starting to move.
The fugitive unit has at last laid eyes on their target, shooting suspect Henry Coakley.
Start gravitating over this way. Just got a few more cars. Where is it?
They're trying to...
Oh, you kidding me?
Turn, U-turn.
Okay, U-turn back towards the rotary.
That looked good.
Get him now. We'll get him now here. Have a seat. What's your name, boss? Henry, what's your name?
Just someone.
What's that?
Just someone.
Okay, that's your name?
After allegedly igniting a violent string of gang-related retaliatory shootings nearly a week ago, Henry Coakley is finally in custody and off the street.
We put a lot of work, a lot of time into that.
Yeah, we got plenty of help.
I always just feel relieved if it goes smooth and hopefully kind of quelled some of the violence that was going on.
We're gonna walk over to the car, okay, bud?
You have this individual here in his group that's driving the violence in the city of Boston. You don't like to make the job personal, but that's a proud moment for me.
All right, so you're just gonna go to the station and book you on your warrant, okay?
Those are the people that feels real good to put in a set of handcuffs.
They love it.
Well, everybody did a good job, thank you. As always, right? Right?
Good job.
Hey, what's up, hon?
How are you? Good, how are you? How was your day?
Myself and Kim's relationship is very strong and very close. You cherish every day now. You don't put off the things that, we'll do it later. You don't do that anymore. We enjoy each and every day and every second we were together.
Met with the doctor first. They looked at everything, they checked it.
Who'd you meet with? The doctor that did the surgery?
Yeah, the surgeon and then her, assistant or something. I went for the mammogram, and they did it. Smushed it. Waiting there for the results, about half an hour. I'm like a nervous wreck. Right away, they told me that it was clear. I know. I'm so excited.
Family's about being there for each other, having each other's back, good times and bad. But being there, being strong for that person, being able to hold them, that's family.
All right, let's celebrate.
Absolutely.
With what?
I don't know, we can pop a cork if you want.
All right.
You wanna?
Yeah.
All right.
For Boston police officers, family is everything. Whether it's the bond they share with their loved ones, the kinship they have with their fellow officers, or the love they give to the city they protect. Family is the link they all share to get them through each day.
Every place so unknown, which way to go?